All right, all right, all right, all right. Mm. Okay. Hey guys, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to pin the, I think it's already pinned. Nice. Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Facebook, my Facebook people, let me log on this way. Let me log on this way. Let me log on this way. And go live that way. Welcome. Hey, Josephine. Good evening. Welcome, Ibukun. Welcome, Abnunu. Welcome, everyone. Hoops, 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 hoops. Hey, the network is playing with Facebook, but no problem. We're currently streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Instagram. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for all the hearts. All right, Facebook is responding now. So let me just click go live. Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone for their patience with me when I had to reschedule this class. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome Mrs. Churchill, Didi Osibo, and everyone who is on Instagram. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I can see people now. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, Fonzie. Good evening, Mom Trainer. Hey, look at my daughter, Ado. Good to see you here on the stream. Hey, I forgot to carry water. Will be good though. I'm trying to go live on our Facebook group so that everyone is on the same page. So thank you. Let me know where you're joining in from. Tell me the city you are joining in from. Okay? Let me know the city you're joining in from. Fantastic. Let me know the city you're joining in from. I don't know why the Instagram is hanging one kind. But we'll be good. No problem. All right. Facebook today, you will hear what? Okay? You go hear what today? Let me see. Our Facebook people, let them not think that this is not happening for them. So good evening, everyone. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're joining in from. At the moment, I'm not able to scroll. I don't know what the problem is. But I'm sure it will work out in the end. Yep. All right. I don't know where the challenge is coming from, but we're good. We're good. No problem. I don't know where the challenge is coming from. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Whatever. All right. The next 2 minutes, I'm going to get this party started. I'm not seeing comments just yet. I don't know if it has anything to do with my network. My network is fine. Yep. Where am I? Welcome, Jennifer. Good to see you. I don't know what's happening on other channels. It looks like it's only YouTube that is rocking and rolling today. Welcome, Tessie. Thank you so much. Okay, Facebook is loading a bit. Thank you, Lula Day. YouTube is giving us what we want tonight. I'm not sure what is happening on Instagram just yet. I'm trying to figure it out. In a moment, we will soon know. I'm going to see if I should log out and log back in. Hey, I've already started seeing our YouTube comments. Thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone joining in. Thank you, Olulade. Thank you, Tessie. Thank you for joining in. I don't know why Instagram is not responding. Instagram and Facebook are not responding. Oh. It's only YouTube this night. How is that even possible? Okay, so I'm going to log out and log back in and see how that goes. All right. Nope, I want to go live. Yep. I want to go live because don't give me any other alternative. So, Facebook will be up in a moment. I don't know what is happening. Yep, go. All right. So I think Instagram will respond now. It's coming up. So good evening, everyone. Tonight we're having the conversation. I don't know how many people have seen the movies that we're reviewing tonight. I don't know how many people have reviewed the movies we've seen, that we're going to be discussing tonight. So tonight we're talking about 5 things that all of us parents raising girls, including myself, could be doing wrong, using 2 movies as a case study. Welcome, Mambakara. Welcome, Evergreen, Olamide, Udeme, Esther. Welcome, everyone. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're joining in from. Sorry about the hitch earlier on Instagram. Instagram is going very quickly now. The Extraordinary Child, you're welcome. Kachonki Cakes, Medek, Pretty T, Adebola. Quite a number of people on Instagram tonight. It's an interesting conversation that we're about to have. And so, I know I told you we're going to talk about 5 things, but I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things. So everybody grab your note. Didi is joining in from Abuja. Linda is joining in from Ireland. Quite a number of people. Our YouTube audience, please let me know where you're joining in from. It will help. Let me know where you're joining in from. So Remio C, welcome. Mambakar is joining in from Uyo. That's nice. That's nice. So I want to welcome everyone tonight. Everyone joining in from Instagram, from Facebook, from YouTube. Olateju is joining in from Lagos. Thank you so much, Olateju, for joining. And so tonight, we're having this conversation. Let's start there first. Evergreen Olamide is joining in from Abuja. We're having this conversation because we're all raising girls. And our goal is to steadily ensure that we're raising our girls to be everything that God designed for them to be. All right, Tess is joining in from Lagos as well. Abdul Rahim Fatima is joining in from Abuja. Enugu Mukimaldi, thank you. Jennifer is joining in from the UK. Fantastic. We have quite an audience that is already live. And so it's really exciting to have everyone here tonight. Aisha Portrait, yep. You're joining in from Abuja. Nice, 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 nice. All right. So tonight, Olumayowa is also joining in from Lagos. So tonight we're going to be having this conversation because we're all raising girls, and we're just at that point where we're saying, am I raising my girl to be the best? And someone could say, what do you mean by the best? So my big picture is, how do we raise girls that don't have the same limiting beliefs that we have? Chick Monique is joining in from Toronto. That's nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, my Instagram, my Facebook people, like right now, they are going to be like, where the hell is she? I'm not creating any other event, so now this particular one, all right? Waiting for camera, all right? I'm asking myself, how do we raise girls to not have the same limiting beliefs that we have? So, for example, many grown parents today have limiting beliefs, especially mothers. Many grown mothers have limiting beliefs. You have limiting beliefs about, if you did this, it would be too much. Girls can't do this. Girls can't do that. Oh, a woman needs a man. There are many limiting beliefs that we have. And many of those limiting beliefs are not serving us. They're not helping us be everything that God wants us to be. It's not helping us at all. You get the idea? Many of those limiting beliefs are not helping us to be everything that God designed for us to be. And so as parents, as a parent raising girls, I'm always stopping to ask myself, is there something that I'm doing today that could end up giving my child the current challenges that I'm facing? All right. Is there something I'm doing now that could become a problem for my daughter in the future? So long story to say that every time I go live or I teach or I design any resource, that's my big picture. What am I doing to help my daughter be the best that God designed for her to be, not the best when compared to another girl, no, the best that God designed for her to be. I don't want to raise girls thinking, oh, women are not supposed to do this, women are not supposed to do that, and all those kinds of things that our kids go away with, you know. So what are we having conversation on today? There are two movies that we're looking at. One of them is The Tinder Swindler. Honestly, interesting movie. Tinder Swindler. So The Tinder Swindler is one of the movies, and the second one is titled Inventing Anna. So let me just talk just a little bit about the movies. I recommend everyone to, if you can, get on Netflix and watch those movies so that whatever I say today, you will see the background of where I'm coming from. So the Tinder Swindler is about a young man who gets on a dating app to meet women and swindles them. So he doesn't start out swindling them how Niger style, where someone sends you a message and say, it's not those emails that say your great-grandfather left you money, not those type. He starts to date them. But the first thing that he does is he gives them the good life. They travel with him in a private jet. He gets, so follow the conversation. He meets them on a dating app, so he has the perfect profile for the kind of guy they want to date. So first question is, what's the profile of the kind of guys they want to date? So he has everything. He has money. They probably look at his profile. He looks middle-aged. He's not too old. He's not too young. He's just the perfect spec. 40K on food, right? Spent 40K on food. And then the next week, he took you to a high-profile boutique in Lagos and shopped silly for you. By the third day when he says, babe, send me data, I don't know what is wrong with my card. First and foremost, women mindset is, oh, I'm so close to him, he's comfortable enough to ask me for money. That's typical women mindset. I'm so close to him, he loves me enough to be able to be vulnerable to ask me for money, right? And so he starts to ask them for money. What they don't realize at each point is that at each point that he's spending on you, another woman was paying for it. So he goes, please help me book a flight ticket. Can I use your ATM card to get into a hotel? But here's the gist. If you're the one that that kind of boyfriend is saying, pay for a hotel for me, let me use your card, you don't even think that your money is up to what he has. So there's an idea of what he has, and so he milks each and every one of them. You need to see the movie. So this happens with a number of women, and then somehow one of them gets smart enough, tries to recover her money back, sets him up to be arrested by the police. And I'm thinking that this movie is ending with a bang. Then the next thing I find, there's still another girl in his life who is now posing as a model, the new girlfriend. There's a movie that's been done on this guy, that he's a swindler, that is a fraud, that is a con artist, but there's still a girl who is now happy to be the poster girl in his life. There's still a girl. So for example, think about this in your neighborhood. There's a man that has been known to beat his wife, cheat on his spouse. His marriage is broken, but there's a new girl who feels like, yeah, I'm the one in his life now. Where does that kind of mindset come from? Where a woman sees that another woman really had a difficult time with this person, and somehow I believe mine is going to be different. I know there's a part where you say, well, what if it was the girl's fault? Well, if he had only one girlfriend that had a problem with him, then I could say maybe that girl also has issues. But now when you see a repertoire of, there was this one, there was that one, there was that one, there's that one, what is the thing that makes women think that when it is their turn, it's going to be different? Let me push a knob even harder. What is the thing that makes women think that, so a guy has been cheating, he has that history, and then when he gets to the turn of this particular girl, he proposes and he marries her. And she somehow feels that because she was the one that he married, her case is different. I want to know what makes women think. That's what is driving this session tonight. What makes a woman think that because he married you and not her, your case is different? What is your case? What is different? Am I saying that women in the past don't have issues? No, I'm not. I'm saying that you can listen to what he's saying about the woman in the past, listen to his own perspective, look both ways and decide whether he's safe enough to be with you. So this kinds of mindset plays out in the movie Tinder Swindler, where there's a man that does not deserve to have a girlfriend, but yeah, he has a girlfriend and he's rocking it. He has a girlfriend. Full stop. He has a girlfriend. That's the whole English I'm speaking today. Young man has a girlfriend that is in the front of newspapers, is now a model, he's been called a fraud. So let me clarify this. When he takes their card and loads it maybe on a hotel platform and loads it on an airline, he continues to use their money to pay new hotels, do all kinds of stuff. But now that's the case of the Tinder Swindler. On the second movie, we find a girl that swindles. She is as smooth, if not more smooth, than the Tinder Swindler, right? So one of the things I love about tonight's movie is that I'm not here to paint a picture of women being victims. I'm going to be talking about situations where women are the victims and women are the perpetrators, all right? The perpetrators. You get that kind of thing. I don't know why I'm not seeing any comments. So please tell me what you've heard so far. A lot of energy in the house. Tell me what you've heard so far. I'm not seeing comments as much as I should. Please let me hear you. YouTube, Instagram, my Facebook people. I'm trying to go live using Zoom because using the other Facebook app is not working. Let me hear what you've heard so far. I don't know why I can't see comments. I don't know whether it is that there are no comments. All that I'm just saying is people joining. Tito Ba, Kafila, I'm just seeing people joining. I'm not able to see comments. So it'd be good if you can leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. I see all the hearts. Thank you. Keep sending them in. Keep sending them in. Thank you so much. I see all the hearts. I'm waving on as many people as I can. Thank you for everyone that is live tonight with us. All right. So for the Inventing Anna is a story of a little girl. Well, if Anna hears that I called her a little girl, she'll be mad. Yeah, a story of a little girl. It's a story of a little girl. Okay, so I've started seeing comments now. We did. Ronnie Lavi, thank you so much. I don't know what thing they happen today. Oh. I don't know what thing I won't go look. The thing say whether I want to end the live stream. That's not what I want to do. So please send in the comment. I'm saying interesting, ma'am. So the second movie is now Inventing Hannah. As the title says, that is how it is. Inventing. A little girl that is Russian, but somehow her family ends up in Russia. I want you to follow me because the Anna that is in that movie is traumatized, okay? So she's a German, she's a Russian, but grew up in Germany. And at the time where they're growing up in Germany, there's discrimination. And the discrimination is that Russians and a particular tribe they're not at the level of Germans. So her father is just trying to lead a small life in a corner of the world. In his corner of the world, there's a lot of maltreatment because of the discrimination. And so during this time, Anna takes to magazines and she's going through Vogue, Vanity Fair, all those high-profile fashion magazines. And to escape from the reality in her home, she turns to the magazine so much that the life that her father and mother have to give her is not enough. It's too small. In fact, her mother said in the movie, she's beyond us. I want you to know that the two movies we're reviewing tonight are true life stories, okay? And so Anna sets out and leaves Germany, arrives in America with a lot of ideas. But the primary idea is that success is when you're hanging out with A-list celebrities. And so she goes out there and lies to them that she's a German heiress. She has a lot of wealth in Germany, and she's in America to set up a foundation. And so just like others, people are picking her bills. So the same way Tinder swindler is using other people's money to look good, like he's flying private jets. I mean, one of the ladies, he took $250,000 from her through her credit card. So he's living really large. So Anna does the same thing, swindles a first boyfriend who is spending. I don't think he was the first boyfriend, it's just where the story starts, because when she shows up at the time she's meeting that guy, she's already wearing some high profile things. Swindles a woman she lives with. She swindles a lot of people, and she's on her way to getting a $40 million loan to set up a foundation. And the whole idea of setting up a foundation is because when she's reading Vanity Fair and is reading about all the American Hollywood celebrities, their life model is like that. They run foundations, they do charities. It's an elitist thing. And so her picture, and in her mind, she wants to escape her parents' disadvantaged background where people don't regard them much. She wants to escape that and then become this A-list girl in the high-profile magazine. Needless to say, it doesn't end well, so she's in jail. So you see two things. One, a girl is looking for love and she's paying a very terrible price. The second is a girl is trying to escape her reality, and she looks into the magazine and creates a new reality for herself, and she's truly trying to escape. And so tonight I'm going to be having the conversation of how did we get there. I know someone is listening to me and saying, Irene, where my pikin won't take see that kind money, that kind thing. I said, I want to tell you that either ways, your daughter could be any of the girls. Your daughter could be the one that is accepting men that shouldn't be in her life. She could also be the one trying to escape your current reality with an illusion and ending up in crime. So I want to walk through the points one after the other. So I have 10 to 11 points here. Are we ready? If you're ready, say I'm ready. Leave me a comment, Irene, we're ready. My Facebook people are going to be upset, but God knows that I tried. Hey, God knows that I tried. Facebook will not go live today. Facebook will not go live today. I don't know why. I hope my Facebook audience were able to come in here. So if you're ready for us to get started, just drop some hearts. Again, I can't see comments on Instagram, but no problem. This class must go one way or the other. So leave me comments and let me know if you're ready. Leave me comments, let me know if you're ready. Leave me comments, let me know if you're ready. That thing I just did now, and I hope I've not entered trouble. All right, leave me comments, let me know if you're ready, okay? I hope I've not ended my Instagram chats. All right, Instagram, YouTube is ready. So let me use this. Zoom, you cannot not be responding right now. Instagram, please let me know if you can hear me. Holy Spirit, what is happening tonight? All right. So. Let me do something. It's about to get very interesting, okay? So I'm going to share now on Facebook. I'm not sharing screen. I'm looking for how to share this. Yep, live on Facebook. Yep. It looks like our Instagram feed got lost. I don't know what is happening tonight. All right. Hey, Holy Spirit. Start. Why do good girls like bad guys? Auntie T, thank you. But today we're going to look at that question in a very expanded way. Hey guys, we're back. I don't know what's happening tonight, but we're going to do this nonetheless, right? we're going to do this nonetheless. I'm trying to get us on Facebook today, not today. So whatever the case is, I'm just going to record it on Zoom, and then we would I could upload it for them. We are back.
Recording in progress.
So essentially, I have a recording that I'm going to put up on Facebook. Yeah, we're back and hearing. Thank you, my sister. Whatever the case is, we're good to the adorable KKX, all right? So I've looked at two narratives where, number one, the first narrative is a girl is looking for love desperately, and she ends up with a man that she has no business being with. We've also looked at a second case, and in fact, the first case is so dysfunctional that we're asking, why are girls staying with men that have history to be messing up with other girls? How does a girl look at a man with history, treated another girl as scum, beat her in public, embarrassed her in public, and you show up in that same place as the new girl? What is special about you? What's different about you? You might be saying that, well, he can't do that to me. My problem is not whether I can do that to you. My problem is that, why are you with him? As great, as glorious as you are, why him? So we have that narrative. Why are women putting up with men that they have no business being with? And then the second narrative is, what are girls doing to escape their reality? What are girls doing to easy to swindle? The one that is easy to swindle, and then we see another one, the one that is trying to escape her challenges. So I made a few lists. I said the first thing here that we're not doing right, number one, we are not raising girls to ask questions. All right? Number one, we're not raising girls to ask questions. So I'm going to give you a quick example. Let me use your younger sister. So maybe a colleague at work tells you, you know, a colleague at work is not married, and then you have your younger sister. Your younger sister is also not married, and you feel like, oh, you want to connect both of them. And so the moment you start telling your younger sister, she starts to ask the question, what does he do? When did he come in? Excuse me, what level is he? What can you see? You're asking too many questions. We're always telling our girls that and for some reason, none of those girls could really, okay, so you work diamonds. Your family works diamonds. Beautiful. What's the history? Since it's your father's business handed over to you, what's the history? What does it look like? What's the mine like? What's government regulation like? And I know that women are not asking those questions because women don't like to think deeply about issues. When conversations start to go like that, women feel like, it's a border. That's something we need to correct with the next generation, which is ask questions. Girls who ask questions cannot be lost. You're not in a man's life for the romance alone. You're in a man's life for the totality. So just because he sent you the right messages on WhatsApp, okay. And this is one of the things we need to do with the next generation, which is when our daughters start to ask questions, don't hush them. So we went for an event. My husband was hosting an event the other day, and then we met a lady who happened to be, she was leading an NGO called Deaf Aloud Initiative. And so my second daughter sat beside me. She was confused. She said, Deaf Aloud Initiative, that's what she does. So she looked at me and said, Mommy, does she help deaf people to hear? I told her, honestly, you have to ask the woman. And so when they started asking, so who had questions in that kind of Q&A session, her hands went up, they gave her the mic, and she went up and said she wanted to know what the woman's job was. We have to raise a generation of girls who can step back and say, oh, I like the car that he drives. What does he do? I'm not saying this in terms of safety and everything alone. Generally, what do you do? Why does this look like this? Why is the government saying this should be done like this? The reason is that people who ask questions will think deeply about issues. So you work diamonds. Are you on the board? What do you do day to day? Because we're here, we're going from Amsterdam to this country, to that country. At the point that you're hanging out with me, what's happening to your family business? Are you on the board? How does it work? Many times, guys don't hang around, irresponsible guys don't hang around girls that ask questions, because somewhere along the line, she's going to burst your bubble. This whole idea of enemies are after us, I don't even buy it. Even sometimes when someone tells me that things didn't work because people that are envious of them will not allow their process, I like to ask questions and say, I like to, I beg, leave me with people that are worrying you. Sometimes people don't know that something is worrying everybody. So you're not that special. If things are not working, ask what you need to do to make it work. Nobody's coming after you. So we need to encourage our girls to ask questions. That's number one. So if you're a parent who has been showing your daughter asking questions, you went to a public place and your daughter saw someone with disability, they want to know what happened. Let your daughter be interested in Ukraine and Russia. Let them not be, don't be okay with your daughters being uninterested. Many times, uninterested people don't always have quality information to use and make decisions. Everything looks fanfare. You get? So girls should be taught to ask questions. Number two, I want to ask a question and I need answers. Boys and girls watch fantasy and love movies, but which of them goes away with the fantasy idea the most? I'd like to see it in the comment section. I see people coming in. I'd like to see it in the comment section. When a boy and a girl watch Frozen, who goes away with the love and romance parts more than the other? Who goes away with the love and romance part? Boys and girls watch love themes in their cartoons. Someone fell in love, true love's first kiss. Who goes away? All right, I'm seeing the votes. Girls. Who goes away with the romance parts the most? The girls. I'm hearing it. Okay. I mean, I like how Jennifer says the girls, of course. So even your sons sit down and watch those kind of things and say, oh, it looks like, oh, but the girls go away with the romance. That's because girls are raised to believe that the romance is real. And what they're seeing, that's the full story. Girls are made to believe that true love, somebody saying now, babe, now. That's because girls are made to believe that what they see is real. So girls believe fantasy more than boys. Girls believe fantasy more than boys. That's why a girl can be so comfortable that the moment we met, he said I'm his wife, and that's how we ended up. No, darling. There are people that met someone and said that's my wife and didn't end up together. It was something else entirely. They started dating, they saw value in each other, and they ended up getting married. So that your girl doesn't walk into, for those of you that have older girls that are in their 20s, they walk into a wedding ceremony and a guy walks up to them and said, you are my wife. When I looked at you, I knew you were my wife. Oh, it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, the main people in their lives to help girls demystify love are not talking. That's what parenting is. At least there's supposed to be love happening in your home. And even if it's not happening in your home, that in itself is something to use and teach your children. How about our children, especially girls, grow up learning that love is not feeling. Love has nothing to do with feeling. You can feel for someone that you're not safe to be with. You can feel for someone and by the time you meet them, you realize that, this is a disaster. Our girls are not learning that there's a meeting part and the realization that this is not good enough. So you sat down with your daughters and watched Frozen. After you watch, what did you teach them from Frozen? So you don't, did you notice somebody saying, I have 5-year-old fraternal twins? Twin A is a questionnaire and twin B is always talking about love and marriage. True love and marriage. You see how the questioning girl is not a fantasy girl. The question girl knows deeper. The fantasy girl does not back it up with logic. There's not enough thinking to support what she's thinking and believing. So it is our responsibility as parents to call them in and say, this love that you're seeing, it's not what you think it is. And talking about me, I like to talk to my daughters about love from honor point of view, from respect point of view. If the guy doesn't talk to you with respect, then he's not in love with you. Because the point is, I'm trying to bring in logic into that feeling. I feel. One of the things you can do for your daughters in the next generation is to help them unplug from that feeling. Yes, Angela, please take note if you need to. Please take note if you need to. So I've said the first thing we're not doing right is that we are not teaching our girls to ask questions. And then number 2, our girls are going away with the wrong idea about love because they believe the fantasy. So they watch Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey says, when he walked into the place and he saw Marjorie, he knew that would be my wife. Uncle, don't let me say she was not the first person you may have said that to. She might have been the first person. But if Marjorie was not a person suitable for that future, you will not marry her. It's not about meeting her the first time. Leave that, leave those. Our girls don't need those euphoria. That's why sometimes some women meet responsible guys, but because they don't fit the romance frame, they walk away from solid relationships. Because the feeling frame is not, you understand, it's not there. The feeling is not solid. They're like, I thought I'll have butterflies. There are guys that you meet that you ain't got no butterflies. In fact, there's some guys that you meet on sparked conversations. You guys talked about something passionately, exchanged numbers, and you were satisfied that, oh, we had a good time talking with him. We laughed about stuff. And then it was something. It's not everybody that meets their spouse and there's butterfly in their tummy. I didn't have any butterfly when I met my husband. It wasn't any love at first sight. In fact, when I met my husband, I wasn't even in the frame of dating or marriage and everything. You get the idea? I came for a training he was organizing, and I was just there to learn. I was just there to take in whatever was coming out to go and use it to make my life work. And Uncle now says, oh, I like this person. And that's when I'm like, oh, is liking allowable in this environment? You know, that kind of thing. So you get my point? So girls don't ask questions, and girls are made to believe in the fantasy part of love. And as a parent, you have enough experience to correct what your daughters are growing up with, thinking that is love. Love is not butterflies in the tummy. Love at first sight means you like someone the first time you met, but after that, you don't make a marriage decision, for instance, because of love at first sight. How many people you've broken with people are broken up with that was love at first sight? So girls are growing up with the wrong sense of love. And all of this is feedback from the Tinder swindler. The third point is, girls are made to believe that they are not complete until they are loved by a man. Omo, do you dispute that? I'll take it again. Girls are made to believe that they are not complete until they are loved by a man. So the lady that lives in your neighborhood that is single, when you're telling her story, you're talking it with yeah. So your girls grow up thinking that something is wrong if a man is not present. Do you know that those women that were swindled on Tinder, they're back on that Tinder looking for love? One of them said, we're always looking for love. Hey, I agree with her. Why are you portraying single mothers or single unmarried senior girls as unfortunate? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why are you making your older sister who is not married look like she's going through a lot to your daughters? When she's broke, you say, oh, you wish, to say she don't marry. Person for day where for carry this burden with her. Amen, ATM machines. See, the day that you know that, hey, marriage is companionship for purpose, which is that a woman can have her money, a man can have his money, they come together and they make a solid relationship where there's honor and respect. Not that when a woman doesn't have money, there's no respect. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that it is not law. It's not even right. It is not safe to raise children. I don't believe, but it's the fault of our great grandparents. They were not as enlightened as we are. You know, sis, they were not as enlightened as we are. So we are on this live call because we want to, it's like trying to match the brakes to say, what was I raised with? What do I need to change for my own children? So we need to stop presenting unmarried relatives as unfortunate. When they're broke, the question is, are they working? Is there business they can be doing to bring money? It should not always be equal to if there was a man in her life. It's not always the case. There are people with men in their life that are still stranded. So having a man in her life is not. So we need to reshape that. Girls are made to believe that they are not complete until they are loved by a man. Number 4, girls are raised to give themselves away for others. It starts at home. Mommy wants to dish food. She said the food will not go round. Everybody should eat, she should not. Me, I say make sure that something is on your plate. so that your daughters watch you also take care of yourself. Don't raise your daughters with the mindset of sacrifice, give yourself away. The only person we give ourselves away for is God. So with my children, there has to be something on my plate. Let me tell you, I didn't grow up like this. So I didn't start out like this. Long after I got married, I noticed that sometimes I'll finish cooking. I don't know what I did the other time. And my kids were serving, and it didn't occur to them that they should serve for me. They should serve me. Everyone ate. I said, where is mommy's own? They said, we didn't know you would want to eat. What that does is that when your daughter grows up with the mindset that she's supposed to be deprived, especially firstborn daughters, yes. When she grows up with the mindset that she should be deprived, even when she's in a dysfunctional relationship, she thinks that it's part of it. It's part of the female package to pay the price like this. So he's cheated on her. She believes that part of staying by him is the sacrifice she needs to pay. Even older women tell you, brace up. Now, woman, way strong. You go pray. Even women ministries that are calling women to pray, most of the time, the prayer is not about go and pray go and pray to be at the center of God's will for your life. It's go and pray for your husband. We need to pray for our husbands. Don't get me wrong. We have to pray for the work that our husbands do. We have to pray for their sanity. Do you understand? Okay, someone said that one for me is because mommy is on a diet. Mommy is on a diet is even different. So even the big women ministries are pray for your husband, pray against the strange woman. Me, they say, where my husband they meet this strange woman, it's normal to her to conform and suffer in a dysfunctional relation. They think that is normal. You get the idea? So even in the women ministry, mostly pray for the husband. Cut the leg of the strange woman. Cut the leg of the strange woman. Holy Spirit. Oh. Hey! Your daughter is saying all of that. So she's waiting for the day her own cross will come. That's why a girl can be dating a man that is cheating and he proposes and she's happy. You should cry that he wants to take you on a journey of that kind of torture. And some people say, Irene, you don't know what God can do. You don't know what God can do. You don't know. There's nothing that's too difficult for God to do. I say you people don't know that God can do even when he didn't want you on that journey. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about that? Sometimes God answers your prayer because of your own commitment and how you pursued him. But it is an avoidable journey. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about it? That it might have been an avoidable journey for that woman. Yeah, Coach Alima is saying prayer is good, but you must learn to tie your camel well. It is avoidable. Let us stop passing the legacy of dysfunction to girls with the mind that you go pray for the husband. You pray for him to be stable. You pray for him to not cheat on you. Omo, did you know that marrying a man who does not cheat on you, marrying a man who does not beat you is still difficult? If people don't know that the process of blending to become one is tough enough, even when you remove issues like violence and infidelity. The work of marriage is hard, even when there is no cheating, when there is no infidelity. So the process of becoming one, oneness of purpose, don't forget that even in a wholesome sense, when a man and a woman come from two different backgrounds, they're struggling with different traumas from their childhood and different things, and they're coming together, they're misunderstanding, this one said this, misunderstanding, that one said this. Even in homes where there is no infidelity, homes where there is no violence, they still need grace to be together. So the challenges in marriage is really not infidelity and violence. The challenges in marriage are already laid out. By the time you add infidelity and violence, you've messed up the whole thing. I'm telling you, a marriage between a man and a woman who don't cheat on each other, who don't physically fight each other, still have challenges. So here's what it happens. That's what happens. Normally, the coming together where they're blending different backgrounds, different communication style, trauma, different things. When they're blending that to be together, that's a lot of work. Now, by the time you put the challenge of domestic violence or the challenge of infidelity on top of it, you delay the marriage from starting. People can be married for 10, 20 years, but the marriage has not started because they're still dealing with the infidelity and cheating. They're still dealing with ephemerals. Have you seen a couple who are dealing with the health of a child? My belief completely is that when man and woman come together, they're coming together to stick with each other and fight whatever is coming against them. But when they are the ones coming against each other, this is part of the narrative I want to pass to my children. Don't raise your daughters. Do not raise your daughters to plan to be prayer warriors of cheating husbands or violent husbands. Don't do that. God is too good for that. And if you're on this call and you're raising boys, the responsibility of the next generation is on your shoulder. Boys must learn self-regulation from childhood so that they're not all over the place. So far I've talked about 4 things. Girls not asking questions, girls believing the fantasy of love, girls believing that they're not complete without a man, girls believing that they need to give themselves away for others. I'm coming to the 5th point, what we are not doing right. Hey, my people who won't join Facebook, I'm sorry. Just come on Twitter, come on Instagram and YouTube, all right? Then the next point is, society blames women when men fail. It happens to even the best of us. When your husband is going through challenges, your mind goes, is there something I was to be doing for him that I didn't do? Which is okay. You're married. You're wondering, did I pray enough? What else could I have done to support your spouse? You can do that. It's okay. But I want to bring it home. When we raise girls with Messiah complex, we raise girls with Messiah complex, and the Messiah complex says, I'm the one that can change him. Honey, change who? I'm the one that can change him. I'm the one that I will change him. You want to share the testimony of how he was cheating on you for 4 or 5 years. He followed Amara. He followed this. He followed this. Then God arrested him. The God that you pray for arrested him. You have a problem. You have inadequacy. Now, if that was the case for you, I beg you, don't tell your children that story. Stop telling your daughters that story. If that was the case for you, Irene is saying it was a journey you didn't need to take. Thank God for God. Thank God for where you are. But stop telling your daughters that story. You know, when you're telling the story, you're sharing what happened in 5 years in 10 minutes. Nobody knows what the daily was like for you. The mental health threats, all the things that were going on your mind. Because you survived it does not mean your child can survive it. So don't tell your children those heroic stories. When I started coming to marry this your daddy, other women did there. Other women did there. That other women did there. This one go carry soup come. This one go carry gonna come. This one go carry me. I tell myself, say I go there, I there, bam. Is that what you're telling your daughters? Don't you know that the blood of Jesus was shed for you? That the day you walk into a man's life and you find out that there are other women who need his attention, that day you withdraw until he's ready to make you the only point of attention. Do you not know that that's what you're supposed to be teaching your daughters? That the man is not a superstar that we are all competing. We are competing for his attention with a craze. What nonsense? What is in the man that will make my daughter join a queue? I told my daughters, you only go where the attention is on you 100%. If uncle is confused about what he wants, you remove yourself from the situation. And at that point, it's not the other girl's fault. It is uncle's fault. If she was there, why is he trying to bring you along? Doesn't he know what he wants? So you take a walk. And you get productive, you get busy. Do you get? So stop telling your daughters those heroic. I tell her saying go change. When I marry him, now so you go sit down, they drink one carton. If they drink one carton, if they drink one carton. My God, arrest them. As the kidney problem start, now don't they hear me? Stop telling your children those stories. They don't need it. Because your daughter, they collect them like curriculum of waiting she go replay for her own life. So for the sake of a saner future, there are stories of your relationship with your spouse that must not hit your daughter's ears. The other part, so all of this I've been talking about is Tinder swindler, right? Then there's the part where girls love freebies. So in order for me to balance this out, teach your girls how to give themselves treats so that they are not constantly looking for who will do it for them. Yes, I have to post replay. Oh, I'm going to post a replay. Girls love freebies. Or they even argue with me. I won't know they run belly. Let me tell you, when I was in university, I broke past broke. But all my roommates know that the guy can't take me out on a date. Make I get up, they run. I go say I don't need them. I didn't even know what I know now. Stop telling your girls. I think contract, you chop in money, chop in money. You go chop in money, you go die. You go chop in money, enter ritual. You go chop in money. So here's the thing. Have a culture in your home where your daughters give themselves treats. If you have teenage daughters, get used to telling them to plan dates for each other. They should take themselves out to a posh restaurant if you can afford it. Eat on their own. Pay for their food. Call you to come and pick them up. Girls who are used to giving themselves treats are not shaken by guys who want to give them a treat. So they can still ask questions. They can still ask, hey, Satan, don't put hand today. I nearly caught our Instagram. Sorry about that. Girls who are used to giving themselves treats when guys come. So for instance, in Tinder swindler, a girl who has been giving herself treat goes on holiday. When a guy says, I want to take you somewhere. And I say, what day? Let me check my itinerary. What's your itinerary? Remember, she's asking questions to know, what do you do that you want to be traveling on a weekday? You know they go work. What is your checklist? How long are we staying there? What business? Some of the guys will say we are doing meetings and meetings, but he went out with you, slept in, did phone call, had a few people hanging around him. You didn't see a new person come into the fold to meet with him. You didn't see that. And you're comfortable. So girls who give them treats, one, are creating wealth, understand how work works. And so when they meet this guy who says he's doing meetings for meetings, you can say, who are you meeting with? Are you not sending them any report? What's the brief? Any timelines? Is there someone else you're reporting back what you're discussing with? Uncle won't go out with you again because you're too smart for him. That's what I want you to do. Raise a girl that is too smart for mediocre boys. Raise a girl that is too smart, too confident for mediocre boys. That's one of the things that my dad helped me achieve for myself. No guy could get me anything I couldn't get for myself. So when you meet a guy, you can beat past whether he has money and be able to ask the question of his character. So girls love freebies. Counter it by teaching your daughters how to spend their own money. So I live in Abuja and I hear that there are some girls that say they can't use their money to pay rent. Shame. If you can't work, carry the money and pay rent. It's a shame. If you were that kind of girl when you were young, whatever you do, don't pass it on to your daughters. Because one day, a ritualist will pay rent for her and have access to that home. Do you get? So teach your daughters how to cut their space. Pay for it. Design it how they want it to be. Do you get my point? Don't raise a generation of girls that are waiting for the guys that are going to pick their bills. It's a recipe for disaster. You know, it starts out as if it's the guy that's going to spend money, because that's how it looked in Tinder Swindler. The guy starts to spend money, and then before we know it, he's swindling them. He swindles a girl of $250,000. Omo, help me process it. $250,000. $100,000 is 57 million today. $200,000 is 114 million today. 114 million naira. My brain wants to scatter. Then the half of it is like 37.5. This is like 150 million naira. A guy swindled out of it. I want to flog her, but Vivian will not allow me flog her. Sometimes it looks as if they are going to eat from the guy. In the end, they are the ones that will lose, including the ones that lose their lives in the process. So I want to raise, by God's grace, I want to raise girls who, number one, entrepreneurship for girls is sex education. Teaching your girls how to start and create money is sex education, right? They're creating the money for themselves. They're choosing the cities they want to live. I remember in our last boot camp, I asked teenage girls, age 15 and up, I said, sketch your house as a single girl. And they were like, I said, don't you have a life before you're married? Sketch the kind of house you want to do as a single girl. Think about the kind of work that you do. And so some of them will say, well, they want to have a place that has a down studio downstairs, a place that they love to lounge, so they want to have a place they can hang out. I say, yes. Create a life as a single girl where you honor you so much that somebody needs to be worthy for you to move out of that comfort. Girls can make money, please. And you know, some of you look at the single or married girls and say, I remember when one guy wanted to marry her. She no agree, she dey form career. It may be true, but it's not always true. How do you know that that person was going to be good for them? Is it possible they made a mistake? Yes, but because we are not sure if it was really a mistake in the long term, forget that narrative. You get the idea? So I'm done with Tinder Swindler, all right? So let's move to Inventing Anna. I see my coach, Coach Vivi, the one that keeps our head correct when anything wants to spark, all right? So let's move on to Inventing Anna. As you can see, I talked about the summary of Inventing Anna, which was that Anna is trying to escape a reality. Her father is living in a community where there's discrimination, and so she turns to magazines. She believes so much in the life in the magazines that she wants to escape from her reality. So what did her parents not do right that we can self-correct on, all right? Remember, in Inventing Anna, everything is not her parents' fault. You get the idea? But we can all learn from it. Yeah, we can all learn from it. Inventing Anna, everything is not her parents' fault, but we can learn from it. So I'm going to start out with the part that is Anna's fault and what you can do to raise your daughters, and then I'll end up where her parents were, okay? So number one, Anna is madly obsessed with what people think about her. So let me just tell you guys, a few days ago, I put up online that, hey, somebody did one nice makeup for me and I loved it. I want to go and learn how to do makeup. One wicked girl on this Instagram told me that she believes that is initial Gragra. She was right though. A few weeks later, I couldn't even picture it. I love it when I see women do makeup. It's beautiful. They look really nice on it. They look nice. There's no question. I just don't have the patience for it. However, I break out easily, and so I've gotten to the point where I know that I need to take care of, I need to like have a face routine because of the breaking out. So I'm at that point where I'm saying, okay, I need to, somebody even recommended some product online. I said, okay, Irene, I think you can start here. And honestly, makeup is not for me. If I'm able to get the right skincare routine and take care of all this breaking out, especially when I'm under a lot of pressure at work and I start to break out all over, if I can take care of that and I just have that fresh, come on, Vivian, get out, non-breakout face, to be honest, I will be totally fine. You get the idea? I will be totally fine. So I don't know why my inverter is making that sound. I'm going to turn it on. Don't worry, it won't affect us in any way. Cool. So I'll be totally fine. But I want to tell you, I'm living in a community and life where you have to look well. People start laughing at me. You have to do solid makeup to look good. I have to remove my glasses so you understand. But when I started raising girls, I wanted my girls to feel me. So there's none of my girls that will not wear makeup. I see it in both of them. My first daughter she loves people that do makeup in church. And I'm fine with her like that. And the reason I'm fine with her like that is because I need her to know that, girl, you have a right to be you. None of my girls wears a look. Or someone said, I thought you were going to Bible there. I said, no, this is me. I need them to be them. That is the first place. That's the first place I'm trying to teach my girls. Man, be yourself, mama. Don't do other people. If I was wearing makeup this night, I'll be sweating like crazy. In fact, sometimes when I think about makeup, I think about the color of my tops. And I over-process the thing. Right? I over-process the thing. But other people, it comes naturally to them. You get the point? So what I'm saying in essence is, I'm giving everyone permission to be themselves. I cannot afford to raise my daughter by any rules. There are no rules when it comes to them looking. So you get my point in terms of appearance. But I see Anna. Anna is worried about what people think about her. Did she sound smart? I used to be there. I remember this time I had this friend in church like 4 or 5 years ago. If I went up, thank you, Auntie Uche, thank you. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to do makeup. I had a friend, those days when I go up to talk in church, when I finish talking, when I come downstairs, I say, did I make any sense? And she said, no, Irene, you were good, you were okay, you were this. Self-consciousness is a problem. So as parents, what are things that we do that make self-consciousness thrive? We project. You want to go to church, your daughter wore a dress, and you counted. By the time this person sees her, that person sees her, that person sees her, what would they say about you? Would they say you're this enough? So even when you're correcting your child, you find yourself saying, excuse me, you want people to laugh at me. You want people to say that I'm not taking good care of you. You want people. So me, when I want to go to church, and especially that my second daughter, that combines color, she can want to wear one jacket, one Ankara jacket that we made for her. Everything she brings out to wear on Sunday, she'll carry that jacket to wear it every Sunday. So I need to be waiting by the door to collect the jacket. Then she'll carry one dress, wear a singlet. She'll combine things. She'll nearly combine house clothes, and I don't know if anybody deals with those kind of stuff. Even in telling her to change, I must make sure I never use the sentence, what will people say? I can never tell that. Like some of you want to tell your daughters to go and brush. Go and brush. Don't you want to brush your teeth? Say, your friends will laugh at you. Go and brush your teeth because it will stink. Save me, save yourself. Your mouth will smell. Oh. Hey. When you come closer, the smell will not allow me hear what you're saying. Go out. Do you get? We need to change the narrative of telling girls you're doing it so that people will not say. So that people will not say. That my daughter, but when I'm not in town and they're going to church, but I soak her in the blood of Jesus. Because what she's capable of combining, human mind has not seen it. Human mind cannot. Do you get? So I have to be there to say, do you know, one day I came out and saw her and I said, I told her to the girl in the house, I said, you mean that if I was not in this house, she will wear this thing and go out? You know, when I gave birth to that child, I was in the hospital one day. My husband dressed up my first daughter to take her to church and actually wore her pajamas. So they came to the hospital to drop food for me. Then I said, where is Brianna? They showed me. I said, is this what she's wearing to church? He said, yes. I said, pajamas. Baby, I beg. I beg, let her stay in the hospital with me. Go and come back. So this is not me saying, I don't care what people say. Let my kids go out anyhow. See, one of her our children's church teachers don't they tell me, say, leave their fashionista. I rebuke that type. So this is not me saying I don't care, let them wear anything. I still care. But when I'm telling them, the motive can never be what will people say. Is it how her elder sister, who has a longer hair, can loosen her hair and say she wants to go to the salon on Sunday? She'll pack. This auntie that to pack her hair will come out 8. She will still say she wants to pack. And in my brain, I want to say, nee, it will pull out on the road. It will look as if I'm not alive. Me, that's the one. But I still need to say, don't worry, let's pack it small, small. Just because I don't want to pass the impression that is always about other people. Anna is crazy about what other people think, and it drives her nuts. I mean, at the point where this girl is going to be sentenced to jail, she still cares that, don't present me to people as if I'm stupid. Present me as this. I wanted to create this. I wanted to create that. Anna is obsessed with what people think about her. All of you that are laughing at me, it looks like... Do you get... So I'm looking at her and I'm saying, Elena, you will not give me headache. And she's telling me, it looks like everything I pick to wear, there's always something wrong with it. Is it that everything I pick to wear? I say, baby girl, you will not carry me and go raising girl coat. See her daughter. Is it the boots she wants to wear with some clothes? And you say, baby, I promise you, this one goes with jeans. But you know that sometimes that I let it be because I don't want it to be all the time. But I will never say people will laugh at you because I don't want them to grow up with that consciousness. I've said a lot of things. Let me run down on what I've said. Girls don't ask enough questions. Girls grow up with a fantasy of love. Girls believe that they are not complete without a man. Girls are raised to give themselves away for others. When men fail, women are blamed. So girls are always on the rescue mission. Girls love freebies. Girls are obsessed with what other people think about them and how we are contributing to it. I don't give you 7. So make I give on the remaining 3. Girls don't have a definition of success. Even amongst us on the live stream, we don't have a definition of success. So if you came up on my handle, that's who we didn't fight here. If you came up on my handle tomorrow and I said I sold 42 million naira last year, you start to feel like a failure. Do you know why that happens to you? You have not defined success for yourself. Most of us weren't taught to. Most of us are learning how to. But girls don't define success properly. I watched Anna, Inventing Anna, and I find that she looks at a magazine and defines that that is success. And that story is not complete. That story does not... The story in Vanity Fair and Vogue and GQ and all of that is not complete. It's not people's day to day. Instagram, social media is on the surface. It's not, it doesn't have depth. It's not complete. So our children are running with surface ideas and building their whole lives on top of surface concepts. So you watch Anna thinking that success is wearing designers, even up to her pants. It has to be a designer pants. And then she has to set up a foundation. She has to pick this house. She has to call big names. She has to be in the circle of big people. Unfortunately, many of us have friends that are like that. Many of us have friends that are like that. You know, while growing up, there was a guy in my life that used to name drop a lot. Until tomorrow, he does not know that that's why I didn't go on with a relationship with him. Because I felt like you don't even know who you are. You think that it is until you're with this circle and that circle and that circle for you to become somebody. So Anna is on a rave. She wants to be somebody. She wants to be somebody by looking a certain way. So one of the things every one of us on this call needs to do is to sit down with our daughters and every time define what success is. Even for schoolwork. Baby girl, what will success mean for you for this term? So if they're struggling in math, they can say success for me would be if I can do well in math or score this score in math. That's why goal setting helps you. Goal setting is not just something cool. It kind of gives you focus. So if someone else is succeeding in another thing and you're succeeding in yours, you're fine because this is what success means to me. In parent coaching, I have what... Oh, my people, come and follow me. My dad one, married at 25, graduated at 18. still live right now. Define success for yourself. You have to do that for your daughters. What will success mean to you? For example, success will mean, baby girl, you've created your product, you're selling online, you're doing this, you're doing that. I don't know if you understand. Define success for yourself. All girls must have their definition of success. If all your daughter's friends are getting married,
Recording in progress.
they can determine that that's not what success for them at that time is. With Anna, it's other people. Wrong, shallow definition of success. But the most important thing is success needs to be a personal experience. You have goals, you meet them, you stretch. Success. That's one thing. So we need to give our children their own definition of success. And let me just be honest with you. Your children are watching how you define success. Excuse me. End of the year, you're on the phone. You start to complain. No be my mate buy that car. No be my mate buy land. No be my mate. In fact, sometimes some of my schoolmates, maybe secondary or primary school, send me DMs. So Irene, you're doing so well. I'm so proud of you. And maybe the day when they talk, I'm shishi like this. Do you understand the definition of shishi? You have no. Instead of when I'm like, what do you think it takes to go live? I click a button and I go live. And I speak English and you love it. And then you start to create an idea of what it must be to be me. And then you create that idea and then you put yourself under pressure. Did you know? That's what is happening with most people. Sometimes I'm going live after I've cried. Maybe I've had a long day at work. As you all know, I run a non-profit for disadvantaged children. And so maybe that day we didn't have enough money to give the kids lunch. My brain is going, man, these kids didn't eat today. Everything is going crazy, but I'm committed to coming live. And I click the button, I go live. And you sit down and say, see, Irene runs a non-profit, spending money on children. See resource, they're just giving back. Look at her, see her resource. See, her children are this, are that. Nah, take a chill pill. It's not that deep. And part of what I want to do for all of us is to just put you at ease. Many things are not the way you think they are. If you have difficulty in life, I need you to know that everybody on earth, regardless of how they show up, they have difficulty. My pastor said this thing and set me free a number of years ago. That time I did carry while I say I carried the burden of the world, and looked at us and said one day, actually say, you know that every single person you meet on earth is dealing with a challenge. Stop thinking that is exclusive of you. Now, if you as a parent start learning how to deal with the pressure to define your life success using other people's parameters, if you can deal with it right, you pass it on to your children. They'll see the way life comes on and how you take on life. And it will become the blueprint for them to say, man, no pressure. Someone can call you and say they sold $2 million this year. Vivian Okoye knows that I even say I don't even get product where reach $2 million. Waiting I for say. I don't know who I was talking to. I say if you have 500 units of product, how can you sell 2,000? With parenting, you can't give what you don't have. So me that is talking to you, every time I feel pressured, I have to also sit down with myself and say, babe, stop it. So don't listen to me and say, oh man, she's so all put together. You get people where they this live stream where go laugh like this. She's so all put together. She's not. Irene is not all put together. Don't pressure yourself like that. Irene has assignment. She teaches you what she needs to teach you. Don't imagine my life beyond what I'm saying to you. Don't get under pressure. Don't say, see a woman raising girls, what she's doing for her girls. You don't know that. Maybe I'm teaching you from the overflow of my insecurities that I'm seeing some in my daughters and I'm making the correction. You get the point? So define success for yourself in every way. At work, in marriage. Some of us, Valentine don't come cause pressure. Celebrity giving wife how many million? You turn look your husband and say, no be man be that. Are you not? Are you on the same pathway? When that particular celebrity is screaming blue blistering barnacles online of other people trying to interfere with her marriage, why don't you turn and tell your husband, now go there? So even with marriage, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. It's who you are with, your marriage goals, your marital goals, and so on and so forth. Hey, declutter, repackage, and stay in your lane. Thank you, Mama. Then the next point is, what is your daughter trying to escape from your home? Anna was trying to escape that the people in the community looked down on her family. Step one, you must know that there might be things in your home today that your daughter is not pleased with, and they want a better life for. Let me give you an instance. We used to reserve drumsticks for my husband when we cook. For crying out loud, it's the only part of the chicken the young man eats. And my children will be making a big deal that their father ate drumsticks. And they'll be saying things like, hey, that when they grow up, they'll buy Ghana must go of drumsticks and be eating. When they say it, I laugh. I'll now tell them my own story. I say I used to say that as well. Their father would tell them his own. You know what we're trying to do? We're trying to recycle the interpretations that are taken away from today. Some of your kids, you give them curfew, come home and they're upset. They say, man, when I go out, when I have my own home, I'll go out when I want, I'll do when I want. You know, I say, no problem, when you do, go. No. Sit down and have a conversation. Sit down and say, baby girl, have you ever thought of why this is like this? So, for instance, I've called my children and say, the chicken has 13, 24 parts. Tim must say our children too. I said, baby girl, come. The chicken has several parts. Your dad just wants one part. I can give you any other of the other part, but that one, I said, but don't worry, when we go out to buy stuff, you can always buy, but I like to reserve that for him. It's how I show him honor. It's not a big deal. My friend buys me catfish. So my daughter will sit down and say, she feels like eating catfish. I say, I'm not buying today. She said, when I have money, I'm going to buy catfish. I say, baby girl, when money comes, there's a way we use it proportionately. It can't be that the more money lands in your hand, what to eat comes. What about planning? What about rent? What about lights? What about your vision? What about the proposals? What about ink in your computer? What about your business card? What about this? In having those conversations, you don't allow the escape ideas to take root. Anna was growing up as a stranger in her parents' house. Her parents were too small for the life that she wanted. And let me also put it out there, some of you have children that want big things. And because it was not available to you, or it is not currently available to you, you are not showing your children that it is possible. For example, just because Anna lived in Germany and they were being marginalized, it didn't stop her parents from having conversations like, baby girl, you don't want to stay here, right? So get a scholarship, go to the US. You could do this, you could do that, you could do that. They would have given ground for what she wanted to see. For instance, they would have told her, so you can get a scholarship, you can get admission, you can get a job here, you can do this, you can do that. And it will give her building blocks for the fantasy. But she was growing up with the Vanity Fair fantasy without the building blocks. So the conversations about, so you're at home and your children say, no, light, I want to leave this country. Have a conversation. Sometimes they have an illusion that they're trying to escape to. And so you have to sit down with them and talk it through so that they process it right. You get the point? So that they process it right. But there's something Anna taught us. That's why I'm ending tonight. There's something that Anna taught us in Inventing Anna. Anna taught us that girls are incredibly powerful. Girls are intelligent. Girls are powerful. Let me give you scenarios. Chase is taking her for a meeting where she's to meet guys, meet some big shots and pitch, and he hands her over the brochure. And in a few minutes, she's digested all of them. It takes her minutes to take information. So while in Germany, she read a lot. So parents who have girls who read a lot, you many times make the mistake to think that they're enough. Process what they're taking out of the reading through conversation. Hey, princess, I'm watching this with my daughter. Thank you for doing this, Irene. Nice. Anna showed us that a girl can start from nowhere and reinvent herself. Anna taught me, Irene Bangwell, that you can stand in front of anybody and say anything. As shallow as she was, as fake as she was. I'll probably jitter if I met some of the people that girl met. She met them, she spoke to them, she convinced them to put themselves on the line to get a loan from her. Anna taught us that we are more powerful than we can imagine. But girls have been raised with too many you cannot, you cannot, you cannot, you cannot. So for example, when I'm sitting down with my daughters, one of my daughters said she wants to school in a particular country for university. She was describing how she wants her room to be, and I had to call her attention and say, baby, that's a smart house. That thing you're talking about exists. And if you want it, you can have it. We need to know that girls are capable. I don't know where, I know the English don't finish. Anna taught us that girls are crazy. So that's your daughter that you keep making her think that her whole life is to marry. She has more potential. And if she exercises that potential, she will marry with better sense. Anna got the number ones in New York to put themselves on the line to get a $40 million loan for her. She got them to put themselves on the line to work for her without saying she. Now so she go to tell and say the wire, I'll do you a wire, I'll do you a wire. Including falsifying checks. That girl is crazy. Anna taught us that we can create things. When I looked at it and I said, Kai, this movie, if this girl's parents had partnered with her when she was having those fantasy ideas, give her a definition of success, give her a pathway, she will become an exceptional entrepreneur. Today she's in jail. You get the point? So stop looking at your daughter as, in my tribe, they say one of them, meaning that woman na only cloth, na only fashion, nothing again. No, now. Raise your daughters as if they are going to change the world for good. Now, when you move in that your consciousness that my daughter is capable of a lot too, carry them and put them inside God. Because Anna is a specimen of what a girl without God can do. A girl without God is dangerous. A girl full potential does not honor God is dangerous. So for those of us that like giving our children books to read, I want you to know that when those literature hit their hands, they are interacting with philosophies. So if you're not sitting down to discuss what it is they're taking away from the books, you're going to wake up one day with a stranger. You're going to wake up one day with a stranger who believes all sorts of things, and you're going to be like, where did this come from? You handed them books, you handed them literatures. Sit down with them and talk about what they're reading. So one of the things we're doing this season to help girls connect with God is something we've called Love on God Challenge. It's free. Don't log out. It's free. It's not a product. It's free. It's the Love on God Challenge. So on the 6th of February, 2022, the first Sunday of this month, I heard the Holy Spirit tell me to get girls to hype him. I heard the Holy Spirit say, get girls to hype me. I know what God has told me about the potential of girls. But I know that if we don't connect them back to God, we miss it. It's either they become slaves to men or they become anti-God in full measure. Forever young, they laugh. I know they sell anything this night, understand? Calm down. When you come to my class, be at ease. Even when I'm selling something, don't be coerced to buy. Buy because you need it. You get the point? So what is Love on God Challenge? God told me to tell parents of girls to get their girls to hype him. What does it mean? You know this song that Nathaniel Bassey sang, Yeshua HaMashiach, that says, Yeshua HaMashiach. Ogun Chemba, like that we should get girls to write chants for him. God is telling me that this season, he needs the next generation of girls to connect with him through worship. So they should sit down and write poems, 6th of February, we did February now, babe, we never enter March. The word came to me in February, on the 6th of February. So we want girls to do this throughout March and even beyond. What does it entail? Gather your daughter. Tell them the story of what God has done for you in the past. But this time, let them call God names. Let them, so instead of saying, thank you, God, for giving school fees, they can say, God, the provider. God, the provider. God is saying we should get our daughters into Him. We should get our daughters into Him. That's the word for us this season. God is saying, get your daughters to learn of me. Get your daughters to create hypes, to call me new names. So I've done a video, is on YouTube. If you're watching on Instagram, when you click a link in bio, you see the announcement. I explain in details what the hype is, how to post it. It's something to do on social media. It's something that's going to open your daughters up. I don't know if you're seeing the pattern, but there's a new pattern of godlessness in girls. A new pattern of, I do what I want with my body. There's a new pattern of, I don't need to be anybody's exclusive partner. I mean, I was talking to this church community in the UK a few weeks ago, and I asked the girls, if I gave you 2 tickets, if you won a gift, if you were part of a raffle and you won a prize, and I asked you to choose between going to a resort that does not open its gates to everyone, before you go to that kind of resort, someone needs to refer you, very exclusive. If I gave you the option to go to that, exclusive resort, or your everyday, or your everyday kiniko in your neighborhood, which one will you choose? They said they'll go to the exclusive resort. Everyone wants premium. Everyone wants exclusive. But yet we don't want to treat our bodies as premium. When you do sex education for girls, someone says you're telling girls to close their legs and zip up. What about boys? I don't care what boys are doing. I'm just saying that she should treat herself as premium. She should treat herself as royalty. That's what I'm saying. You get the idea? So God is asking us to get our girls into worship. So if you're watching this now, when I made this repost, just comment on the post, hype. We will send you instruction on how your children should do the hype. You can also visit our link in bio. You will see the YouTube video talking about the Love on God challenge. That's it. So get your children, they can do their hype as spoken word, they can do it as a poem that is written, they can dance to it, they can sing to it. But God wants to hear the sound of girls looking to Him as source. Their source for validation, their source for everything. So I'm telling, I've told you a lot of things tonight, though. If you do everything I told you and you don't give your children God, you've bought problem. You raise a knowledgeable girl, visionary, does not look to men for validation. From what age? Any age, mama. From age 0 to, including the one that you write the hype and give them to recite. If you do everything I told you and you don't put your daughters in the hand of God, Satan needs the spec for what he wants to do. So tonight I'm just appealing to you. Let's do this together. Love on God challenge. That's what I'm talking about today. Love on God challenge. Yes, I'm taking girls to Dubai this March. I'm taking girls to Dubai for an excursion in March. Girls age 11 and up. I'm taking girls to Dubai in March. If you would like your daughters to be a part of it, send us a DM. But that's not what this particular conversation is not for that. But I'm taking girls to Dubai to attend the Dubai Expo. March 26th to April 2nd, I'm taking girls. I want them to see the world beyond puberty. I want them to see the world beyond how curvy am I? Is my breast growing enough? I want them to see where the world is going. In Dubai right now, 192 countries are coming to exhibit innovations. I want to take girls to go and see. Do you get the idea? So if you would like that, come to reach me. But the main product I'm talking about today is our challenge, our free challenge. Oh. You're not paying for anything. Oh. Go and get your daughters to hype God. So when I finish saving this post, just comment hype. You get a DM from us telling you everything about Love on God challenge. Yes. Make sure your daughters are a part of it. As you follow Irene, and I keep teaching on the 10/10 girl principles, know that the 10 over 10 girl is not complete without God. Because the 10 over 10 girl who doesn't honor God is a danger to society. Anna has taught us that. You get the point? So make sure your girls are hooked on God. And if you're watching this via YouTube, you know what you should do. Click subscribe, share this video with friends and loved ones. I want to thank everyone for coming out. At this point, let me see anyone has a question. What did you take away? My classes are always full. I'm always saying I'll do 1 hour and I'll do more, because I think I enjoy just teaching. So yeah, Love on God challenge, yes. So it's Love on God challenge. We're getting girls to love on God by creating hypes. So that's what we're doing this month, and from now up till the end of March and even beyond. But we're just going to push it so that you make it a culture on their birthdays. Let them include a hype to God. It can be a drawing, it can be a quote, it can be a poem, it can be a spoken word, it can be done in vernacular, in local dialect. It can be anything, as long as it gets your daughters to know who God is, and then they celebrate and chant and hype him from that point of view. So I'm going to be ending this now so that I can try to save. But just in case we don't find it on Instagram, we pray in the name of Jesus we'll find it on Instagram. Just in case I cannot save it on Instagram, I was also streaming live on YouTube. And my Facebook audience that missed the class, I'm going to upload what I recorded on Zoom for them. So that kind of thing. We're not losing out, all right? We're not losing out. So I want to thank everyone that came out. Mamba Kara, Mrs. Macaulay, thank you. Lucci Best. I'm not touching the screen so much because the last time I touched, the thing ended. I think you see, I went to touch and almost ended. So I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. So let me try and save it on time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So our next class will be happening in 2 weeks' time. I want to start doing twice a month. I've been doing 1 day every month, one last day of the month, but I'm going to do twice a month. So when I post this replay, remember to type hype if you're interested in... You should be interested in the Love on God challenge. If you're interested in your daughters joining me to Dubai, they have to be 11 and up. So type Dubai, and then we'll send you all the details. Whatever you do, make sure you keep a date with us. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to be out here teaching something else. You can also send us a message and tell us what topic you want us to talk about, especially when it has to do with girls, God, and sex education. All right? So thank you very much for coming out tonight. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. So our YouTube audience, thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night. God bless you. Yep.